Hello there, this is TheAnYPony and welcome to my analysis of The Legend of Korra Civil Wars Part 1. Oh boy, I really don't know what to think about that episode. But first things first, quick story recap. Northern troops actually invade the south and initiate a blockade. Citizens look displeased. Korra does nothing and just listens a bit to her uncle's plans. The Southern Water Tribe meets to exchange how displeased they all are. Varric spurs them up to show resistance. Korra does nothing. And her dad sends her back to Unulak. She tells her uncle that his invasion looks like an invasion and that the citizens are displeased. She even explains that the risk of a civil war exists. Thank God this episode's title is nothing like Civil War Part 1. This would totally kill the tension where things are going, you know. Unulak agrees that war is bad, so he tells Korra to prevent it. Korra tries to do that but fails. Korra is pissed. Some Southerners kidnap Unulak. Korra believes one is her dad. She stops all of them. Unulak wants to just lock them away. Korra reminds him that they deserve a trial. Then she makes up with her dad and everything is good. Oh, except that her uncle crashes the party and arrests her parents. Side plots worth mentioning. Ikki runs away and the three siblings team up in order to search for her together. During the search they start talking about how they feel about each other. They start arguing and eventually Tenzin sends his brother and sister away. Bolin tries to break up with the twins. He failed. So, as happy as I am to see some of my predictions and wishes actually playing out, there has also been a lot that bothered me about that episode. Let's get the bad things out of the way first. And to start with the big one, Korra. Did I really say I like the way she developed last time? Guess I confused mature on a subtle level with being a freaking tool. Okay, that was a bit harsh, but come on! She sees her home getting invaded, the harbor getting blocked off, pretty much imprisoning everybody, and her sole reaction is...
Uncle, why did you bring your troops down from the north?
WTF? Is this the same Korra that attacked Triads on eyesight because she couldn't stand the injustice? Okay, it's her uncle, he's the only one ever showing trust and faith in her, but she seems to be completely blind for how wrong his actions are. I can only refer to the Walker brothers. Korra completely degenerated and all her growth from season 1 seems to have disappeared. Even worse, since she isn't showing any initiative anymore. But I liked her reconciliation scene with her dad. Moving on. Chief Unulak. Is he feathering kidding me? Oh yes, a civil war could completely set the balance off and even cause a battle between spirits and man. But I am not changing what I'm doing right now and what is causing that civil war. But you, my inexperienced teenage niece who already is under a lot of pressure, will find a way to solve the mess I'm causing. What? Hello again, Season 1! On my old channel I have a video called My Problem with the Legend of Korra that I made after the Season 1 finale. Besides other issues, I address how Tarlok was eventually revealed to be not a brilliant plotting mastermind, but in fact just a power-hungry, ruthless lunatic. He was pushing towards an escalation he could not benefit from, but was too blind to see it. Same with Unulak, if not even worse, because he does see the escalation happening and is aware of its horrible consequences. Well, so much for the big ones. Another one that is more a nitpick and it can be justified for serving the narrative. The pace of the search party. As an airbender, Tenzin has multiple ways of moving really fast. He can fly, use air scooters, and if he wants to take his siblings with him, he can use his sky bison. But instead he chooses to search for his missing preteen daughter, walking slowly by foot. And he continues doing so until nightfall. Sure, I am not a father, so maybe I just cannot relate. But if one of my nieces or nephews would get lost, it is getting really late and I have the ability to search really fast without even breaking a sweat, I would do that. But I see that this is basically just a setup to get the three siblings, damn, I need a catchy name for this trio. Well, to get them to finally spend some time with each other and really talk about things. Something they apparently never did. It gets revealed that they all have been completely disconnected from each other their entire lives and that they did either envy or disapprove how the lives of the others turned out. Each of them feels misunderstood in their own way. Tenzin was a privileged favorite. that made him oblivious to his siblings' issues and at the same time target of their teasing. Boomy is the neglected oldest and in addition the only non-bender that turned him into a childish attention seeker and daredevil. And Kier seems to have had a long-lasting identity crisis and traveled the world restlessly until Aang's death brought her back to Katara to take care of her. I love this dynamic. They are all relatable, but then again you see where they are going wrong. But those flaws just make their issues so much more believable and human. Their banters were my total highlights of that episode. Screw the spirits, the civil war, or the insanity happening on the South Pole. Stick with Tenzin and his family for the rest of the season and I am satisfied. Since the actual main character, you know, the one the show is named after, isn't really interesting to watch recently. Marco, Bolin and the twins. Marco has only a short and a bit more controversial hand-packed line, so I still have hope for him. His only other scene was his how to break up with a girl lecture for Bolin. God, I love Bolin's Korra better watch out line and Marco's pissed expression. And I'm glad that Bolin actually realizes he needs to get out of the thing with the twins. This shift in direction hopefully prevents a creepy relationship joke from getting stale too quickly. Talking about creepy, damn that laughter! Do it again! But I have to admit, I am rather happy the twins have only been used for jokes so far. In another setting they would be total psycho thriller, if not horror movie characters. Varric. Damn, he is giving me a hard time. His eccentric behavior still entertains me brilliantly, and I'm totally taking his side in the whole conflict. Unalaq is hurting Varric's business to an unnecessary extreme extent. Why the blockade? I don't see how a reunion of the tribes benefits from cutting off the trade for days. But then again, Varric follows his really smart line about restoring the spirit of independence with that.
He wants control of our wealth. My wealth. And I like my wealth.
Makes it kind of hard to sympathize with him. Not to mention how willing he is to go to war. And finally, an honorable mentioning of Asami. Where is she? I like her. She actually showed more growth and maturity throughout season 1 than probably most characters. Hope she gets to shine a bit more in the upcoming episodes as well. That's it for this week. This is TheAnYPony saying see you soon.